Hi there, welcome to my channel. In today's video, I'll be talking about Amazon Relational Database Services. So I'll show you what are the various services being provided by Amazon, and it is fully managed by Amazon. So let's start. So Amazon RDS, it providing a managed services. It is basically making it simple to set up the whole database environment and how to operate as well as scale the databases whenever required. So we can choose from Amazon Aura or with that is having a MySQL compatibility along with the Postgres compatibility, as well as we can have a MySQL, MariaDB, Postgres, Oracle, or Microsoft SQL Server also, as well as we can also connect with our on-premises with the Amazon RDS on AWS Outpost. So I'm not going to talk about the Outpost now. So that is, I will try to make a separate topic on that. So in this, I'll be talking about the RDS. So basically, so we are connecting our app to the 7 RDS engines that we are having. So Amazon take cares about the setup, operations, scalability of this database is just in few clicks. So all the security and compliance is being managed by the AWS. Its performance, scalability, monitoring, and other thing also, as well as we can rely for durability as well as the redundancy, as well as automated patching and upgrades, backup and recovery also. So all those things are being taken care by the AWS. So we such that we can focus on our business part, we can focus upon the innovation part, we spend less time in managing our databases, and we can also improve the infrastructure efficiency if we are utilizing this RDS. So also it decreases the capital and the operational expenses of the organization. So it's a full package for the organization that we can utilize it. So I'll directly move on to the hands-on. So let's go to this. You can just type it over here, RDS, and you will be getting the screen over here. So first we will click on create database. So once you click on the create database, so once you click on that create database, you will be having an option over here, standard create, or you just want to have easy create. Easy create will not show you all the options, but in the standard create, I will show you all the options that we can have related to the security, backup, maintenance, as well as availability of your database. So I'll just choose over here MySQL, and this is the version of the SQL that will be installed. So I will just choose the production in order to show you the different options. We can have also dev test. We can also have a free tier in which you can test your existing applications and all, like a templates and all that you can utilize it. And in case of availability and durability, here the cluster, that is a new thing that is being added over here recently. Previously it was not there. So we can have this cluster also for our DB. So I'm not going to create clusters and all, as well as I'm not also going to create multi-AZ DB instance. I'm just going to have a single DB instance without any standby instance, just a single DB instance. And this is our my RDS, that is an instance that we are going to create for our database. And we need to provide the credentials for this. It's like that's a root user that we'll be using to log in. And instance configuration, here I'm just going to choose over here bustable. I just want to use T3 micro. I don't want to get stuck with this money being involved in this. So let's say over here storage also, I will just use GB general purpose, and you can decrease the allocated storage and all if you want. Enable auto scaling, maximal threshold, and then do not connect to EC2 instance. If you want to connect to EC2 instance, you can choose this one. It will automatically enter the settings for the security group and all. So this is a default VPC that we are having. We cannot change the VPC, and subnet, and make it sure you make it public over here. If you don't make it public facing, then you won't be able to access your database. So remember this point over here. And security group, just you can type it over here, my security RDS. And if you want to choose over here availability zone, you can choose it over here, but I'm not choosing over here because we have a single instance, no need. and you can go to click on this additional configuration, that is the database port, that is 3306. For MySQL, authentication type is password. Enable monitoring, we can also have this, and this is the granularity, like when it will metrics that is being used in order to see how different process or threads use the CPU. So we can use this. We can have a monitoring rule that is by default. Now, next thing over here, we will just put the database name over here. So I will just put over here my RDS. Or just where I will put it over here. Let me put it over here, my DB. Okay. So backup plan is also there. Enable automated backup. I'm just removing this one. I don't want it now. Enable encryption. By default, it is there. And logs and all also you can set it. Maintenance, if you want, when you want to maintain it, so you can choose a window in which the updates will be done, so it not affect your application. So this is the total cost that will incur. So let's create the database first. So in the meantime, it is creating the database. We can download this application, that is ID SQL Electron. So I'll just provide you the URL in the video, in the description of the video. You can download the Windows version or the Mac version, whichever you want. This I will be using in order to connect to my MySQL through the endpoint. So this one will take some time in order to create. You can see creating my RDS, and my DB is the database name. So once it has been created, you will get your endpoints over here. Here it is coming empty over here. Till the time we can just fill up this other things. We can just click, after installing, you can just click add over here. So that the name is my RDS, the instance name, database type, MySQL. Here server address, we need to provide the endpoint URL, so that once it has been done, we can provide it. Username, that is admin that we enter, and the password. Database name is my DB, and that's it. So we need to wait for the server address. So let's go back and we'll just refresh this one. It takes some 3 to 5 minutes. It's still creating. In the meantime, it is creating the database. So we can check our security groups whether everything that inbound rules are fine or not. So this is our security group. So we can check our rules over here. So this is the inbound rules. So we can edit this one. So by default, this is using the IP address of the computer through which I'm utilizing this. So better we can just remove this and we can just make it anywhere. It is not recommended practice. We can just define a set of IP address that will be accessing this DB. So from security point of view, we can utilize this option. So we can go back to our RDS. So you can see DB instance 1, my RDS. So it is configuring. So, but we got the endpoint over here. We can just copy the endpoint from here and we can just test the connection. So we can just put it in the host over here. And then we need to click over here, test. So it should get succeeded. So you can see connection tested successfully. And we can then save this connection string over here and we can click connect. So you can see this is my database over here. Currently there is no tables, nothing is there. So we can just create table test. Let's say name, where I'm just simply putting the columns over here, name and then description, varchar 20 over here, and you can just execute this. So you can see it has been executed successfully. I'll just take, yeah, let me check over here, my RDS over here. Let me refresh this one. Okay, this is the previous, that is by default that MySQL is there. With the time zone and all those things are coming over here. We have to check this. This is my database over here. So we can check over here. We can just write it over here. Select star from test. So let's see what happens. So you can see this is what we are having. So we can just insert some record, insert into test values. And we can put it over here, something sample test. So we can just execute both. So we can just insert this and we can select this one and we can check it over here. So this is how we can utilize our database that we are having. So you can just, it's not refresh, just we need to refresh this one and show you. Anyhow, you got the answers over here. So this is how we can utilize the whole thing, the whole database we can connect from here. So this is like how to communicate with the database that we have ran over here. Okay, that's it. So in order to avoid any billing and all, make it sure you just go back to this one. There was a delete protection was there. See, if I try to delete from here, another important thing, like if you want to stop it, reboot, delete, you can see create or read replica. We can take a snapshot and we can save it. We can also restore to point in time, migrate snapshot. So these are the things you can do it from here. As well as you can see, this is the endpoint, availability zone, VPC. Then we have the security groups. We can define it over here. Security group rules are also there. So that is the replication that is happening. We can also set up a proxy server. So I'm not going to do this now. So in the monitoring, you can check over here how much CPU utilization and all those things, DB connection. So everything, how much storage space is empty and all. We can also go to the log and events. I think I didn't choose by default log, so but you can see these are the logs being created, recent events in the CloudWatch alarm, not in the alarms, just the events, what is happening in our resources, and then configuration is also there. So this is the whole configuration, just a summary of everything. And the maintenance and backup I didn't choose. So we can choose the backup pending maintenance and all. If any backup, you can see it is disabled automatic backup. We can also take a snapshot of our database and we can save it, and later on we can restore also. So this video is just a brief introduction how we can just launch and MySQL in the RDS. Now, I was talking about like if you want to delete it, you can see if I try to delete it, it's telling that to be able to delete, we need to disable the delete protection. So that is there under the modify. There is a small option, radio button that you need to uncheck. So in order to delete the database, so scroll it down. So we need to remove this one and then click continue. And that's it, modify. There is an option is there, apply immediately or next schedule maintenance if you have chosen the maintenance window, so that will be applicable on that time, which is showing September 28th. That is the next maintenance schedule maintenance window. So I just want to apply this instantly. So I just choose immediately. Then now if I go back over here, if I try to delete, I will remove this. I don't want to create a final snapshot. I just want to delete it. I acknowledge. I don't want to keep any snapshot or anything in order to avoid any billing. And that's it. Delete. So it will delete. It won't charge you anything in your account. So I hope you understood the whole concept of RDS. I hope you like my video. Please do like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching.